Hey everyone, welcome back to the Chess Explained series where I give my live thoughts and ideas as I play 10-minute rapid games on the path back to 2400, as you can see down there. I'm going to get started right away, trying to get a rated game. This might take a second, so I will edit it out if that is the case. Okay. Alright, so I have my pairing. We have a 2267. Ooh, this account looks a little bit suspicious. I don't normally play new accounts like this. Yeah, I'm not getting into a game with this guy. Sorry about that. Please don't ban me chess.com for aborting, but I don't really trust accounts that are that new. Alright, we have another game. 2250 from Egypt. This account is a bit over a year old, so let's get started. Got e4, c6 going for the Caro-Kann. I'm going to play this variation that I've been talking about recently. It's pawn to d3. Actually, I'll play more traditional with pawn d4. I might show pawn d3 another time, but not this one. Let's just get a classic advanced Caro-Kann. If they go c5, I will take it because I just think that's a free pawn. So, they attack my pawn. I'm going to defend it with my knight. They want to put some pin on my knight. I will play pawn to c3. And my point of this move is that now, for starters, this pawn can't be taken because I will sack my knight. And if they only sack, oh, okay, fine. I will sack the queen, and if they take my queen, I will deliver this check. And they have to block with the queen, from which I will take. They will move the king. I will give them a check. They will take my bishop. I will take their bishop, and then I will take the free rook in the corner. And this position's already lost, completely lost for black, and we get a quick resignation. I don't think that game quite cuts it for a video, so I might play one more. This is fairly known trap in this c5 Caro-Kann. Point is that after they take this pawn, I was trying to explain that you can take here. They take my queen. I give them a check. They have to block. If I take their queen, their king moves. I then take here with check. Their king takes here. And I take on d1, and then I take the rook, and the game ends. Because I'm simply, let's say that they played pawn to e6. I simply take the rook in the corner, and I'm up 9 points of material. And at the very best, they might win back my knight, but then I'm still up a full rook and a pawn. So they resigned here. Okay. Let's try and get one more game in. Nice quick pairing. We've got Turkish player. Okay, let's go. Going pawn e4 again. This time we get Sicilian. I'm going to go for the Alapin. I like this opening. It's got good fundamental principles going for central control. Queen comes out after this trade, and I will play in the center. Put a pawn in the middle. We get captures. Ideally, I want to get my knight to c3, trying to kick away the queen. So let's do that. They might develop their bishop there to pin me, in which case I will develop my knight and castle. So we've actually transposed into a Caro-Kann apparently, which, fair enough. I'm going to develop my knight, possibly get the bishop out, trying to put it on either d3 to target this pawn here. That looks pretty good to me. So let's do that. Put the bishop here. And apparently we've now gone back into Sicilian. I don't know what's going on here with that, but let's continue. There's some standard ideas here that I can put into play, like queen e2, bring the rook to the center. I can also get the bishop out here, which looks pretty good. I'm not entirely sure where I want this bishop just yet. So I'm thinking I'm going to go queen to e2, open up the opportunity for queen to e4 if their knight moves away. And if their knight comes to c6, I can defend this pawn via x-ray with the rook to d1, because if they take, I have a discovered check, and I would win their queen. So let's do that. Let's defend the pawn. Okay. You always want to keep in mind this possible pawn break here. They don't have a great way to add pressure to me if they go for something like this. I might bring my knight in and then try to start attacking. I might play bishop to g5, just trying to go after their knight. My idea is that I want to put my knight in the center and take back with the queen. Get some potential checkmate threats if I can induce g6. Maybe I can go bishop to h6 here. Put my knight in the center, try and get just some attack going on. I'll bring my rooks over as well to the center files. White just has a very nice free-flowing position here. I think it's much more comfortable to play with white than with black. Black's a little bit cramped, as you can see. None of their pieces really pass the 6th rank. Meanwhile, I've got a fair few pieces. Well, I have 2. But this pawn here is a nice anchor into the enemy position, potentially supporting knight jumps here. Yeah, let's see what they're going to do. Okay, fair enough. If I were to capture here, they would possibly take. I could take, and they would take with the queen. That doesn't look too good. I lose support of this guy. So maybe I should take here. They might take back with the knight. I like this trade because I think their dark squared bishop was by far their best bishop, and I still have a really nice light squared bishop pointing down at their king here. Meanwhile, their light squared bishop is not really in the game, and they can't break it out with this pawn push because our e-pawn is nicely restricting. So that's what I'm thinking right now, and I think the position looks pretty decent. Probably still objectively in the balance, but definitely, white's fighting here. Queen takes would be a blunder, by the way, because then I would take, and you cannot take because actually no, you can take. It still wouldn't be a great position, but actually after queen takes, this isn't that crazy, because that would open up their bishop and offer a trade. Okay, get this backwards knight capture. I don't want to let them put their knight on f4. That looks a bit annoying. So let's try and come up with something to stop that. Also, there's always some potential Greek gift in the air now. Let's just take a quick look. Wait, is this good? My queen comes out. If they go f6, I have knight take e6 with a fork. If they go up to h6. Do I have rook d3? So let's have a look at this. Take, check, king up here. Let's say they take my knight. Check. If the king goes back, I have another rook check. And then if the king comes back up, then I have this check here. And that's checkmate with the knight. Check here, takes. If the king goes back, my queen swoops in, and you can't stop the mate. Or can you? Hold on. Check here, up. Let's say they move the rook. No, I have check here, check. Oh no, then the knight blocks and this isn't mate because the king escapes. Still looks interesting though. Let's take another look. Check, take, check, back, queen up, rook here. Oh, I have this check here, and the rook will come in, and that looks sufficient. Definitely, there's compensation there at the very least, because I have 2 pawns. Take, check. King g6 looks like the only real try, but then I have queen g4. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. Not 100% sure that it's good, but it looks very natural, given that. Actually, generally you want the pawn on e5 when you're pulling one of these off. But I do have knight jumps over here, so we'll see. Yeah, generally you want the pawn here on e5. And the reason for that is so that the king can't escape to f6. But if I bring my queen here and they go king to f6, I have this knight jump, which will result in a checkmate. Because after the check, their king will go back. I will take on e6, and let's say they go here. I will take with check. King goes up, and that's mate. So I don't really know. It's on them. I've looked at all of the king moves that I could, other than this one, which you can just discard instantly, because the king will go there and get mated. So these two king moves look very bad. After this one, I'm thinking rook to d3, trying to get a rook lift. Maybe they'll go pawn to e5. Things are getting pretty crazy there. Maybe I would even take that, just get some pressure in the center. I don't know what's going on. This looks like madness. King h6. I think king h6 is probably the move. King h6, rook d3, e5. What? Oh, their knight can go back. Oh, that's bad, actually. Is it? Wait, what if I go here? Here, knight f6. I will have this knight jump threat. So, like, here, knight f6, queen h4, knight g3. So maybe I have to go queen h3. Knight g6 even, sorry. Oh dear. Let's say I go here and they go g6. Okay, I gotta go for this, but not feeling too confident about it anymore, especially with this move coming. Yeah, I messed this up. Because queen h3 is not really a good move, because they'll just push. But then, maybe I can go for something weird. Like take, for example. You take, I take your queen. You take, I take your knight, and then two pieces are hanging. So let's go for queen h3. e5 might be bad, because I might be able to get away with some capture here. And, yeah, because let's say e5 I take, and then you trade first, and then you take my queen, I take your knight. Once again, I'm attacking these two pieces. If you drop the bishop back, I can take the knight in between. You take my knight, I take your rook with check, then I take back. And I'd have two knights for a rook. That endgame is winning. So, e5. And if you don't play e5, I'm going knight e4. Next move. I'm going to try and capture your knight here. And that could be very, very bad. So I just got to really hope that they can't find a way to activate these queenside pieces. And that way I can strike fast. Yeah, this bishop takes h7 was definitely unnecessary. The white position was just better. Like, I should just play moves like g3 maybe, stopping the knight coming in. Maybe queen up here. Just creating the mate threat, try and get them play f5, induce some weakness or something. And I could like play queen h4. Yeah, I mean, this is just much, much better for white. Should have gone for this. Honestly, I just forgot about this defense with knight to f6, and that's why the pawn has to be on e5. If you ever watch those like Greek gift tutorial things, there's always got to be a knight on e5. Okay, this seems sketchy. I mean, I'm gonna play the only move I can. It's gotta bring the knight in here. Try and get to this checkmate. If you can keep up the time and they keep taking big things, there's always some flag ability as well. Okay, this doesn't look promising. Can I break? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Do I have... If I can deflect this knight away, give a check, move, and then some kind of sack, where I can get this knight to replace... Huh. I've also got like some funny moves where you can try and sack and get this queen, but it doesn't work. Whatever. Let's try and get my queen in. Wait, I've also got sometimes as a walk. H4 maybe. If I can get H4, Rook D3. Go for it. Try and get my rook into F3. Yeah, I mean this whole plan was totally unsound, but E5. E5 looks to be the move, like surely. E5 if rook comes out here. Bishop G4. And they're just developing. Just developing. Although maybe there's some funny business like here and here, or like if I can get H5 in. Don't know. There is still life in the position. We are approaching a blitz scramble with 340. That could be the end of me. Okay, might have to get the queen out maybe. How do I do this? If I could have somehow already had my rook to c5, this might be playable, but okay. I gotta move my queen. I mean, I think this is just dead lost. If I can somehow get like here, and queen c5, might be able to pull off some more dodginess. Queen c5, like d5. Don't really know. Can't be good enough. Bit low on time as well. Try rook d3. It's pretty desperate, but Okay, I got one hope. Trying to break through the center. If I can bring my rooks, maybe we can get some magic. There's a lot of good moves here. Right then. Yeah. Nothing really to be done. Probably just moves the king. I mean, queen takes is just safe. Okay, might as well try something. I mean, they can just move the bishop. Yeah. Uh, well played by my opponent. Play some last moves. Moving around. Good game to my opponent. I think they played pretty well. Definitely everything just went wrong after that bishop sacrifice. Let's take a look. E4, C3, E4 takes, knight F3. And yeah, I mean, I think this position looks pretty pleasant. Queen E2 is a fairly standard idea to try and bring the rook to the center. Rook comes to the middle. And yeah, this bishop takes was just bad, apparently. Yeah, probably just like bring the rooks to the middle. Like, my other move I was thinking about was Queen E4. Trying to induce some weakness like this. And then just like develop the rooks and stuff. Yeah, King G8 is most accurate by far. The King H6, I was looking at Rook D3 and then E5. And then I thought things were just getting a little bit crazy, to be honest. I really wasn't sure what was going on. Yeah, of course, knight f6. And as I was pointing out earlier, e5 might have been quite a big mistake, actually, because after take, you do get my queen, but then I get your queen. Just let me unhighlight that. And then I would take on f6, and I would take on h3. And this position doesn't look too bad for white. I get my basically I've got a pawn and a knight for the exchange, and my structure is much better. So I think this is probably holdable maybe for white. It doesn't look too bad. Um, but yeah, rook e8, another good spot from my opponent. Played h4. My idea with h4, apparently I don't have an idea because they just get to run the king. But I was thinking that I might be able to go, say like rook f3, but then they have bishop c6, of course. But my idea was like, say that they don't do anything, I have rook f3, and then maybe I'm coming in. Like knight f4, d3 maybe. Knight h3, I lose because they take it. Counter-attacking my queen. The engine is pretty good at chess, it turns out. I sack my queen apparently. I just lose it, and then play d5. That does not look good. I thought at least after like queen c5, maybe there's some semblance of a trick. Like if this pawn was gone, for example, so let's just say that like let me just move back and forth for a second, like something like this. There might be some more hope for white in this position just because we got the rooks and the queen. But apparently this queen is doing a good job of backwards defense and black can quickly develop. Bring up the rook. Yeah, just well defended by my opponent really. And then a clean conversion. So yep, good game. And I will see you guys in the next episode of this Chess Explained on my path back to 2400. Hopefully the next game goes a little bit better than that. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.